Hey! Welcome to my channel. My name is Jønathan and I wanted to make a cool video talking about homophobia in the black community.
Nigga, you gay.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
So, kind of start this off, in general, homophobia is in every community, white, black, Hispanic, all communities in some way or another. But it's been specifically like rampant, I feel like, in the black community, specifically because of, you know, just the hyper religious and Christian ethics and morals that ignore my family. It's typically due to like the hyper religiosity that black people face, especially, you know, Christians. Now, homophobia in the black community is a complex thing. It's not just Christianity. Like, it's a complex kind of multifactorial thing that led to us just having that, you know, response to queerness. It is Christianity, but it's also just the hyper masculinity, like, that we just experience in our community, not only from men but also women. You know, women that are extremely homophobic and think that a man is supposed to be, you know, a certain way, supposed to be dominant, supposed to be, you know, not submissive or whatever. Just that also social aspect of you needing to prove how much of a man you are by your body count, by your muscles, your height, all these different types of things that lead to you having a more feminine personality. Kind of like, it makes it hard to like present yourself that way.
And I cannot stand, nothing makes me angrier than seeing the intentional feminization of black men. Kid Cudi wearing a dress, I see that, like the hyper feminization of black men, it does something to me spiritually. Like, it makes me want to snap.
Nails, hair, hips, heels.
Looking like back at like traditional African roots, like gender presentation was very fluid, and it was also like there wasn't a specific, you know, this is, you know, how the man is supposed to be, this is how a woman is supposed to be. Like, they had different like rules. I'll probably like put like some of them up here so you can see. And I feel like it really is, the homophobia in our community is really just it's like white people trying to get minorities to fight against minorities. Like, how do we divide these two people is by like agreeing on one thing. I think of people like Dr. Umar. If you know who he is, he's a fucking headache.
I love all African people, but I reserve the right to disagree with any lifestyle that threatens the survival of the traditional African family. LGBTQ is the new birth control pill. 2 men cannot reproduce, 2 women cannot reproduce, and now they're even transgenderizing our children. We are not looking at this LGBTQ thing the way we should be looking at it. It is birth control and racial extermination.
He's like a perfect example because he'll be against capitalism, he'll be against racism. When it comes to gay people, trans people, he's perfectly fine with their oppression. It does like boil down to like almost like you think liberation is only for you and only for your kind of people, not liberation for everyone. Like, even him also being like, you know, very knowledgeable about the civil rights movement, you know, different things like that. It's like, I hope he you think like he would know that a lot of the civil rights leaders were like gay. Like, Bernard Rustin was literally one of Martin Luther King's like right-hand people. So it's just weird like how you can understand your history and still ignore it at the same time, or at the very least not respect like the people that paved the way for you to be able to talk the way you fucking talk. It just goes back to like, how do we get minorities fighting against minorities? You could have a Nazi soldier. You can have like a whole round table, a whole entire round table, and there's like, let's say there's 6 chairs at the round table. One chair could be a Nazi soldier. One chair could be a priest who raped a child. One chair could be Kanye West. Another chair could be Nicki Minaj. Another chair could be a person that grew up in a Jewish family and then eventually became Christian. And then the last chair could be Dr. Umar. Even though there is so many problems in that one table, their main problem will be gay people and trans people. That's going to be their main focus, despite them having so many contradictions in that one table. Try to associate with minorities, but not want liberation for all minorities. You end up being in support of the same oppression that you're trying to run against. Not only even in just like political discussion, and even rap music, like back in the day, openly saying the F word. And I mean, I'll be lying if I didn't listen to some old school Tyler, the Creator, Odd Future music. But it does go back to us as a culture being okay with that and not really thinking about minorities, that history. Now, nowadays, you can't, if your rapper were to say it, they would get a whole bunch of backlash for it, obviously. But that history is still there and it's still prevalent, even though it's not out loud, it's still inward. Like, we progressed in terms of outwardly not just using, actually never mind, we haven't progressed for shit.
So you don't even regret saying this shit?
Say what?
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexual transmitted diseases that'll make you die 2-3 weeks, put a cell phone like that.
Nick. Yeah, progress for shit. Yeah, never mind. At least musically we've progressed, but spiritually, I wouldn't say we've progressed in terms of our views on sexuality and our views on gender expression. I mean, even Khalid, like, when he came out, I was thinking, like, man, like, he was like crying, everything, and it was so wholesome. Like, it was just, like, you're just like happy for him, but at the same time, it's like, damn, like 2026, 2025 later, one of like a super popular celebrity that like he's extremely popular, he wasn't even comfortable with coming out. So of course children that are growing up in toxic households, they're not gonna feel comfortable either. Like 80% of African American youth experience some form of homophobia in their life, like in their upbringing, pretty much. I think a lot of it is stigma, but it still like shows like nothing is really progressing. We're just finding a way to get away with it, pretty much. And I also sent like a TED talk of this guy like really breaking it down of the history of why black people are just extremely homophobic, and like why the black community can be extremely homophobic in general.
It's sick. And ancient Africa had to pay the price of the lies that white people used to scrutinize and colonize, because at one point, Africa had ancient cave paintings of passionate male lovers, then grew into queens ruling territories with their woman at their side until fundamentalist Christian values intruded to divide.
He does like a really, really great job explaining everything and really like breaking everything down. That's pretty much the video. I want to actually make like a whole like history lesson on like queer history, pretty much. Maybe like do it like by maybe I can do it like by like different cultures. So like a queer history for Africa, and then a queer history for like Asian culture, just different like types of cultures, to show like it wasn't always like this. Like there was a time when you could express yourself the way you would like, and it wasn't, instantly like you're going to be treated like you're subhuman, Leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, thank you for watching the video. See you soon.